So what's the difference? We just established, yeah, these are sterile. That's true. But this is a open glove technique. Over a closed glove technique is, let's say open glove is just the gloves by itself. You're putting it on, you're creating a sterile field or barrier for your hands. That's open glove. Some scenarios that you can use that in the OR if you put it in a Foley, right? Not you personally, but you can. You are allowed to put in Foleys. Nurses do an open glove technique, put these gloves on so their hands are sterile so they can put the Foley in, right? Or if you're helping out with something that you're going to be temporarily holding, like a prep scenario. So, yeah, so the question is you have to like, what do I got to do here? Can I touch this? So the concept of what is sterile and what is non-sterile is here, yes. And people get confused on that. You can touch this. You can, right? So you lay this like this, right? This is all you can touch, right? The inside is sterile. So think about that. But there is a parameter that you need to not go by. And that is 1 inch on the parameter. So you open that up and like you say, hey, how do I know that? Just, it's subjective, right? So is this sterile here? Can I touch this? No, it's, you can touch this, right?
It's not sterile.
No.
When you open the tabs on the bottom.
This is not sterile, right? Inside there is sterile. So you can open this up, right? Right now my hand is not sterile until I get my gloves on. So this is open glove technique. So you would open this up. I would advise trying to get this as flat as you can without touching here because then I would contaminate it, right? Right? And 1 inch typically is where my parameter is. I can't go by. And that's by the book. That's a CST question, right? So you want to open this up the best of your ability. Right? Again, just don't, it's going to fall back in. So what you want to do is try to keep within that 1 inch. Try to keep this as flat as you can. Now these are old gloves. And they probably will fall back on you. But try your best to try to make sure they stay, right? Without going like this, right? Because then you're contaminated. Keeping that 1 inch the best of your ability, right? Good. So which hand do you start with? Typically your right hand. Yeah, your dominant, but or if you're left, but typically it's going to be your right. Now the question you're going to ask, God bless you, the question you're going to ask yourself is what is sterile my hand can touch over not? This is going to be where it's sterile, right? Your fingertips, right? So you can touch that.
Okay.
So because you're going to have to pick it up, right? So this is typically, there's really nothing to this except grabbing it, right? Typically I like to try to stretch this out because some of these are old, but if you can't do that, don't worry. It really is about grabbing it like this on my right hand.
Oh.
All right, so now, right, you're like, oh, you're out in no man's land. But, right, you're trying to get this down over your hand, right, without touching that. How do you do that? It really is, you can touch this, because this is not sterile in this area. This is. It really is this simple, right? Do the best you can. Just get it right on and get out of there. Don't go back, because the only thing you really care about are your fingertips. Now, can I touch anything around here? This is sterile. Yeah, so you can come here and touch here. Yeah, so what I typically do is kind of fold this up a little bit. But we know that part's going to be touching my skin, so I don't really try to stay away from that. I really just grab it with my 2 fingers. Now, these are old gloves, and they're probably, yeah, I know, probably not good to take. So, just like this, and then get it over. Forgot my other finger. But get it over your hands, the best of your ability. Be careful not to come over here and touch like that. But get it over your hands. I think I had it upside down. Get it over your hands and pull back on it and then get out of there. But be careful when you're like this, and these are very big gloves on me, because a lot of people, what they do is they come over here and they're touching by accident. The idea is to get it on your hands, get out of there. Now I have my fingertips as sterile. And then I can sit there and put in the Foley. Got my male anatomy Foley in one hand. Put the Foley in, right? We don't want to cross-contaminate. Or if I'm prepping something, I can help the nurse hold the leg, right, while they're prepping on that aspect. Who wants to demonstrate for me? So remember, next week we're going to up it up a little bit. We're going to put the gowning, do a closed glove. But make sure you do it on the mayo. That's a good practice there. Yeah.
I like how you drop it like you couldn't touch it. Yeah. I know.
Yeah, now, remind me, these are old gloves. I got it, but try your best, okay? Because they want to go, they have memory. They want to go back to where they were for about sitting in that room for 20 years. Who knows?
So the squares actually look like they're round.
Yeah, that's a good point. Very good point. I like how you think about these things. That's great. So just kind of think what's going to touch your skin, what's not going to touch your skin. Yeah.
Is that too in?
Yeah. Just get it on your hand the best of your ability. So this hand can just tear and pull up right on. So I like to have it up like this, Zoe, and just slap it right on and get out of there and don't touch again. That easy, right? This is not made to be overly complicated. As long as you understand what is sterile and not sterile, and get it right on your hands, because you want to have your sterile field or your barrier right on your fingers, right? As I said, this is not too hard. It becomes hard.
Oh my goodness.
And that is what they call Edward Scissorhands. When in doubt, you have to start over, right? This is all just practice. Do you think you're comfortable? Did you contaminate? Yeah, so that's good. Good practice.
You did one hand, good job.
There you go.
There you go. That's perfect. Everyone clap. Yay! Oh, yes, ma'am. Of course you can. You're always welcome to go in there and get some gloves and practice. Always. Because practice makes perfect, right?
Right.
All this stuff is fundamentals. It seems like easy for me. But for you guys, I remember when I was a student, I went home and had practice in front of my mother. It's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm putting on a gown.
What's it look like?
But you don't want to look like an idiot out in the field, right? I mean,
I was gonna ask which one you wanted. Oh, did I curse?
it's okay. I didn't hear it. Did I curse? That's all I'll watch. Whatever's comfortable. Use the 8.5 one. Yeah. That's what I use.
Take my rings off.
That's a very good point. No jewelry.
Jewelry, right?
Pull that right out of your nose.
Ionizing radiation.
Oh, he's good at that. You guys are good.
Chrissy goes.
See, it does have memory. I'm not judging you on that, but just remember. And Zoe made a really good point. If you kind of use that parameter, that is actually a really good. Maybe that's what it's designed for. Who knows? But try to keep within that zone there, and you can kind of make sure it's flat. So as soon as it goes back on you, it's not a good practice. That's perfect, right? We're going to start with our right hand. And your nails could be a problem going forward, so we want those nails out of here.
Chrissy already got
I thought that Chrissy
Look
got
at Brad. She did today. So glad she did.
Yes, she did.
I was like, it's only for birthday.
Yep. So just kind of think of what's that. You think that's going to be sterile, non-sterile? Yeah. So that's non-sterile.
Yeah,
You can touch it. It's perfect. Just slap it right on there, and just back out.
Let go. Let go.
Get out. Get out. So if you ever have your finger and it's like it's not uniform.
Wait,
As soon as you get your other glove on, then you can adjust. Yeah. There you go. Perfect. I think it's upside down. Here, stop. All right, let me show you something. You're fine. It's all good. So let's start over. So what I want you to do is,
Maybe we should start.
move your hand. Do your two fingers just like this, right? And pick it up, all right? Bring it up, and now put your hands in there. Just do you see where your thumb's going to go?
Yes.
All right. So just kind of go straight in, just like that.
I'm sorry, can I keep your pulse a minute?
Okay. All right, guys.
Keep going,
get back.
keep going.
It's Contract Productions. Hey.